Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. Vasyl Lomachenko defeats Jose Padraza by unanimous decision. And I just really have to come into this unbiased and 100% honest in what I've seen in this fight tonight. And I thought Vasyl Lomachenko did a very good job. I think he's still a pound-for-pound fighter, and I think he's an elite fighter. But let me just be 100% honest and unbiased, is that Vasyl Lomachenko is not the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. I've been saying this. And the reason why I've been saying this is because he's not at the level that people are putting him up to. Now, look at it like this. In this fight, you know, Jose Padraza was basically competitive in every single round. He was dropped twice in the 11th round, so I'll give Vasyl Lomachenko that, and he got better as the fight wore on. But as you see that Vasyl Lomachenko clearly lost rounds in this fight. I had him losing anywhere between 3 or 4 rounds. You know, there was at least a swing round in there, but every round was competitive for the most part, except for round 11 and maybe even 12. And I'll tell you this, Jose Padraza took him to the decision. There was no issue with the shoulder. Even Vasyl Lomachenko stated that. I think that if you're the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, going against competition like Jose Padraza, there's no way you go in there and look like that. So for people to say that, oh, he's pound for pound over Canelo Alvarez, over Mikey Garcia, over Terrence Crawford, I just don't see it. Against the top elite fighters, the best fighters in the world, to say that Vasyl Lomachenko is #1 hands down without a question is absurd. You went the distance with Jose Padraza. Padraza had a competitive literally every single round. Doesn't mean he won every round. That means he was in every round. And he basically gassed out at the end of the fight. What happens when Vasyl Lomachenko is in there with the monster that doesn't gas at the end of a fight like Mikey Garcia? What happens then? What happens when he gasses out and there's no one gassing out, and Vasyl Lomachenko is stuck with that onslaught round after round after round? Vasyl Lomachenko's power is not what you think it is, because basically he has to wear down his opponent, and he hurts them with an accumulation of shots late in the fight, because the shots you can take early in the fight are not always the shots you can take late in the fight. I get that. But at the same time, Vasyl Lomachenko takes a lot of shots himself. Both of his eyes were starting to swell, and you could see the cuts and the bruising on his face. It was obvious that Vasyl Lomachenko is just not the fighter that most people make him out to be as far as being #1. There is still much more Vasyl Lomachenko needs to prove before you can put him at an elite spot at the top 1, 2, or 3 pound for pound in the world. Anybody that has him that high is completely biased, and I have to be 100% honest. I have no favoritism. We don't fanboy at the IBFP. We're being 100% honest and unbiased. Vasyl Lomachenko has work to do. I still have him as an elite fighter. He's still a pound for pound fighter, but he's at the bottom of my pound for pound list. I have him at 9 or 10. I don't have Vasyl Lomachenko at 1, 2, or 3. I just don't, because I see Terrence Crawford is just amazing. I see Mikey Garcia. I see Canelo Alvarez. I see other fighters that have proven more and that have showed more against the same level of competition. Once again, it's the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.